Okay, so today I want to talk to you about Scientology, the invasion of the black community. This is based on a website. About a year or so ago, I made the video to the Nation of Islam. Basically, Louis Farrakhan had said everybody was either going to be on course by Tuesday night or we're going to thank you and say goodbye. And I heard that and went, what? That's disconnection. That's Scientology. It was very freaky for me. So I sat down and made a video. By Sunday, my girlfriend called me up and said, turn on the TV. And there I was on Crow TV, right? My little video. Okay, there you go. Now I find out it's kind of going around the black community, and I'm happy about that. Because Scientology has already gone through the white community for 50 years. And we're a bunch of knuckleheads. It took us a while to catch it. But now, L. Ron Hubbard says there's only 2% of the population are suppressive people, which means evil, bad, you should never talk to them. They literally declare someone suppressive. Here's mine, September 15th, 2000. Tori Bazazian, that was my married name. L. Ron Hubbard had a whole list of things you were supposed to go through before they declared you suppressive. David Miscavige says none of that now. Just declares you suppressive, that's it. Tough luck. And the bad news of it is I lost all my friends overnight and my husband of 27 years. That was it. And I know I've said it a million times, but it's awful. And I want people to know it. I want people, as far as the black community, if they're coming regarding Narcanon, that's under the umbrella of the Church of Scientology. Criminon, under the umbrella of Church of Scientology. Way to Happiness, same. Applied Scholastics, same. And they have a ton of other things that are under names that are still really the Church of Scientology. So you can go on the internet and kind of poke around and find out. But the bottom line is this. Why are they... for 30 years that we were in, there were 5 black people that I knew that were Scientologists. That was it. For 30 years. I used to sell jewelry out in Inglewood and around Martin Luther King Hospital, and I knew a lot of cool people, and I would say, why don't we be getting these people in Scientology? And it was like, oh, they're too far away, and this and that. Well, finally, Miscavige realized, wait a minute, there's a lot of money here, and there's a lot of cool people with a lot of connections, and now they've built an ideal org out in Inglewood, and so they are. I know people think that I was talking to the Nation of Islam, but I'm also talking to anyone in the black community to really be buyer beware, okay? Because this group, this organization, I don't know what Louis Farrakhan's doing. I'm not going to even try to imagine it. I can't. It's beyond belief for me. But for the black community in general, I want you to make sure to do due diligence. Look, there's tons of information on the internet. I'm going to put some links that I think are important for you to look at below. ZenuTV.com has a ton of interviews of people that did Scientology for years, right? And Zenu.net also has a long thing. Here's a really excellent book if you want to learn what really went down inside Scientology with Janet Reitman. It's an excellent book. I'm reading it right now, and I'm really enjoying it. It's amazing, the stuff that they did. This is another one. Steve Hassan recently, Freedom of Mind. He's a cult expert and has written a bunch of other good books on cults, but that's a really good one for helping get people out of them. But please, before you get suckered into anything having to do with them, it's just like they say in the Bible, the devil is never going to come looking creepy. He's going to look really slick and cool and like everything's just perfect. That's why I call it the Scientology Truman Show. Number one, because they try to stop people from communicating with people like myself. So if you're in that ballpark, which I believe the gentleman who did the Crow TV first interview, where he put me on, someone told me that now he's not talking about Scientology at all. That's what they do. That is part of fair game. You can lie, cheat, steal, destroy someone utterly. Now, I believed all through Scientology that was canceled. I stood up in court, that was canceled, that's not true, blah, blah, blah. It is true. All he did was cancel the term fair game because it was a PR flap. But they still do it. I just showed you my SP Declare. That's part of fair game. It's filled with lies. They, spread their little thing around my neighborhood where this is their Scientology Religious Freedom Watch. First of all, they're about as religious as Judge Breckenridge said, they're a mafia-like organization, and they are. This is filled with lies about me. If you want things that I don't want to discuss, I did a whole video on it, taking every single line that is just a flat-out lie and telling you what they said and what's the truth. So if you really want to know about it, watch my video so that you see both sides of it. But, they're pathetic liars. That's the thing. They will trick people. They will lie through their teeth. That's why all of us are out. The vast majority of people are out. L. Ron Hubbard said 2% were suppressive. They're declaring people on a daily basis now. There's thousands of people that are declared suppressive. Literally. Groups, organizations. So be careful with who you're getting connected with. Find out. You have access to the internet. Look at it. Learn. Type in things. Type in Hubbard plus judges and read what he said. Type in Hubbard plus racism and read his own words of what he had to say. He was awful. I mean, really, literally awful. And I hope and I pray that you guys continue doing the things that are good for you, and don't. Thank you to the gentleman who put up the website, Scientology, the Invasion of the Black Community, and to the people on there that are helping expose it. I can't believe, I mean, I can, but they're giving out the way to happiness. They're going to handle murder with the way to happiness? Please. Come on. You know, no. This Scientology does one of the tricky things. I remember a lady in Clearwater, she said, we don't know if they're locking them in or us out, because they have these huge barbed wire fences around all their big complexes. They won't in Inglewood, because that's kind of a front group for, you know, getting new people in. But if you go to Golden Era Studios, which is out in Hemet, California, which is their big top dog place, there are these gigantic razor blade, you know, fences around there. And that's why I speak out, because they rope in young kids, young kids, and they get them to sign a billion-year contract. And it's hard to get out of it. When, you know, you can laugh about it, but it's hard to get out of it. So beware, buyer beware, and be careful, okay? Find out what you're getting into before you get into it. And don't give them a dime, and don't give them your address or your name, because you'll never get off their mailing list. And I'm not kidding on that. And to the Black Businessman's Association, who I know, because I was part of it for a while. I know I'm not black, but I dig them, and I was part of it. And that'll be another thing Scientology will be hitting up, because you guys have money, and that's what they're after. So be very, very careful on it. Their wise organizations are,
I have been taking a lot of criticism. No, it's all right. It's all right. For attaching the nation to the Church of Scientology. I don't mind the criticism. I know that you don't understand. And as the Quran says, unfortunately, you are a people that dispute without knowledge. So I'm not upset at the things that you say. You know, the critics are saying, oh, Farrakhan talking all this black talk and went over to this white man, L. Ron Hubbard. Stop. If it weren't so silly, I am you. I haven't changed my religion. You know, all the prophets taught us to seek truth. From the cradle to the grave. He said, wherever knowledge is, you should seek to be a possessor of it. Islam is magnificent. It's beautiful. We search the scriptures, as you will see and hear today, and we come up with wonderful teachings from the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and God himself has guided us. But I found something in the teaching of Dianetics of Mr. L. Ron Hubbard that I saw could bring up from the depth of our subconscious mind things that we would prefer to lie dormant. But the auditing process brings it up, and it's like bringing up demons out of us. And just as this book Bible says, That was the work of Jesus. How could I see something that valuable and know the hurt and sickness of my people and not offer it to them? So the criticism, well, you know, Mr. Hubbard was a racist. I don't know that. I don't know that. And I wouldn't care. You don't have a good understanding of racism. So I found a tool that I know can help us. And I thank God for Mr. L. Ron Hubbard. And I thank God for his research and teaching. He's gone on now. So if he was a racist, that went in the ground. But I didn't find racism in his book. If he was a hater, that went in the ground. But I didn't find hate in his books. If he wanted nothing to do with black people, well, maybe that's in the ground, but his word was that this teaching that he had would find prominence once it was exposed to black people and black people laid hold to it. I am not in a disagreement with that.
The characteristics of the white man is evil. He was made like that through nature, now we say. Naturally, he was made like that. We would say, then devil. We can say a devil cat out there, a devil element, a devil we could call most any grafted thing a devil, you see. But actually, when we say Satan, we mean a man or a people that their wickedness is not, say, confined to themselves. It spreads, and the others is affected by their wickedness. And the white man, we say, is the devil. Why? Because of his weak, physically coming into being from original man, aboriginal people of
Today's
Earth.
lecture is one where I do not believe I have very, very much of a choice. That I'm going to have to deal with the chief hypocrite. And when I say the chief hypocrite, I'm talking about that one who has flipped the script on the most honorable Elijah Muhammad for a second time. Yes, sir. The man that most of you consider to be the leader of the Nation of Islam. The man that many of you refer to as the Honorable Louis Farrakhan. But the man whose proper name is the Iham. You say Imam, we say Iham. The Iham Abdul Halim Farrakhan. But the cold, naked reality is that when you see a suit, a white shirt, a bow tie, and FOI, the first thing you think of is this nigga and his organization and the bullshit of honey iced tea that he's teaching in the name of the most honorable Elijah to college. The hypocrite said L. Ron Hubbard was a racist. So what? When I looked at his teaching, when I read his teaching, I didn't see hate in his teaching. L. Ron Hubbard has a whole lot of hate in his teaching. We got L. Ron Hubbard on audio teaching hate against black people, making statements of hate, racist hate against black people. If L. Ron Hubbard was a racist, so what? Wow. What's next? Right. You going to discover some tool or instrument that has come from, thank you, that has come from the grand wizard of the Ku Klux Klan and offer that to us too? The hell is wrong with you? But those of you who follow the hypocrite, you don't understand the simplest, most basic, and most fundamental aspects of the teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. Right. You are so far up into high science. No, I'm going basic and fundamental. Yes, sir. Because the basics and the fundamentals are enough to bust up the technology that this nigga is teaching. If it takes Dianetics to heal the black man, what the hell are we teaching message to the black man for? What do we need the teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad for at all? If Dianetics is ultimately going to be the healing balm for us, what has been the condition of your damn leader, followers of Farrakhan? What has been the condition of your leader prior to his exposure to Dianetics? Was he healed without it? Is Dianetics that which healed Farrakhan? Talk to me. No, sir. Well, if Dianetics didn't heal Farrakhan, let me heal Farrakhan. I know at some point in his early development, he had to come behind a podium like this and give a statement of what Islam has done for me. So if you don't know what Dianetics has done for your leader, fool, what in the world are you allowing him to get you into Dianetics for? We don't know what it did for him. How the hell we know what it's going to do for us? If Dianetics can't cure the ills of all of the famous and super famous actors and actresses who have embraced it, the lives of these devils are so filled with wickedness and debauchery, right, that it would make one wonder, if Dianetics is worth a damn, why can't it clean them up? And so many of them are involved in the Church of Scientology, right, but it's doing nothing for them. Right. And I got news for you, black man and black woman. It's doing nothing for you. What is one of the most deep-seated ills of black people? Right. We're blind, aren't we? Yes, sir. We're deaf, aren't we? Right. We're dumb, aren't we? Yes, sir. We're mentally, morally, and spiritually dead, aren't we? That's right. We're economically, socially, and politically dead, aren't we? So I ask you, Farrakhan, and those of you that follow Farrakhan, what the hell has Dianetics ever done to improve that condition among us? This is, to me, the death blow to the defense of Dianetics, of this hypocrite that flipped the script. Come on. Who's only involving himself and you in Dianetics to line his pockets and the pockets of the crackers he is making you a slave to. Right. Follow the money. It's about them dollar damn bills. That's all it's about. But you've gone so far astray from the basic teachings of the message. You're looking for some high scientific, philosophical attack against it. All you gotta do is go and message to the black man. That's right. All you gotta do is take the simple, basic, fundamental teachings of the messenger that you don't give a damn about no more. Right. And that will tell you not to mess with no church. See, you've forgotten the teaching that a cracker is a cracker, is a cracker, that's right, is a cracker. And ain't none of them no different than the others. Right. Dianetics does not make you a nationalist. It does not make you a separatist. No, sir. It does not make you revolutionary. It does not make you black Yes, sir. See, you didn't know nothing about that. Huh? When you go to the Church of Scientology, when you go and get involved in Dianetics, you might as well be going down to the FBI field office. Wow. Because whatever you tell them bastards in Dianetics is going straight to the FBI. Are you listening to me? Yes, sir. You going and telling them all kinds of things about yourself that they can then come back and use to blackmail your stupid behind into working against the rise of your people. It's the same old robbery of the black man going on in another form. The name has changed, but the game is still
now,
the
I found
same.
something in the Church of Scientology where they developed a technique and a technology that is called auditing, where a person can be helped to pull things up in their minds that they may even deny presently that it exists in their lives. This auditing process helps us to find those memories and bring them up. The auditor is something like a therapist. He's not a therapist because therapists talk, auditors listen. And when they listen and not talk, they help you to come up with that which would relieve you of your own pain by bringing you back to it, causing you to face it, confront it, handle it, that you may be freed from it. I want to say something about Mr. L. Ron Hubbard. Put his picture up on the screen. I love you too, otherwise I wouldn't talk like this. Now, Mr. L. Ron Hubbard, I must say to America, to the world of Caucasian people, that L. Ron Hubbard is so exceedingly valuable to every Caucasian person on this earth. All white people should flock to L. Ron Hubbard. You can still be a Christian. You just won't be a devil Christian. You still be a Jew, but you won't be a Satan Jew. Now listen to me good. L. Ron Hubbard's effort was and is to civilize white people and make them better human beings and take away from them their reactive mind. Listen to me good. Mr. Hubbard recognized that his people have to be civilized. He never wanted to continue this world. Well, that's right. Nor was he ever trying to save this world. He was trying to prepare a people to build a brand new world and a brand new civilization. That's why I don't have any problem quoting him, because he was not of this. He was for bringing in something new and better, and maybe that's why he's hated. Maybe he's hated because he did not want to extend this world. In fact, he said, quote, Dianetics is not interested in saving the world. It is interested only in preventing the world from being saved. One more time would be fatal. Now look, I respect L. Ron Hubbard, and I honor that man for trying to make white people better than they are, and the white people that are under his teachings are better than those that we have met in our sojourn in America with these evil, arrogant, racist minds that we have come in contact with. If they stay under L. Ron Hubbard, he will free them of the mind that Yaqub gave them. Wait. Guess what? They have improved the black people who study with him. But listen, the blacks who study with Scientology are not yet what God desires to make them into. That indeed has to come
and right after Labor Day, I went to Los Angeles. And Jabril didn't have any money. He borrowed some money to get there. I think he had a dime in his pocket and had on some shoes that was too big for his feet. But he got there, and he had a book in a paper bag. And we met in Hollywood at the hotel where I was staying. And he asked me about Master Farad Muhammad. I said, well, I love him very much, but I don't believe he's God. And he asked me about the messenger, and I said, I love him very, very much, but I don't see him now as the messenger. I see Prophet Muhammad as the messenger.
The Church of Scientology, L. Ron Hubbard, and the Nation of Islam, an unholy alliance. Talk black to me. That's right. That takes black people, puts them at the mercy of a science fiction writer. Are you listening to me? Yes, sir. A science fiction writer. This is an example of how personality worship can turn you into an utter and complete jackass. You are so in love with the personality of the chief hypocrite Louis Farrakhan that you would let that man lead you to a no good, wicked, white, racist devil. Here come you Farrakhan flunkies. A few of you Farrakhan froggies. You Farrakhan flunkies and you feeling Farrakhan froggy, you leaping at Eric Muhammad. Can you imagine? All for what? Because you're so in love with the personality of that man. You just as crazy as hell. Dianetics has been around since the 1950s. You praising the so-called Honorable Louis Farrakhan for discovering the useful technology of Dianetics. But it's been around since the 1950s. And from the 1950s to the 1970s, for 20 years, Master Farad Muhammad was not wise enough to guide his messenger, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, to the discovery of this useful technology. The most honorable Elijah Muhammad said, leave my teaching as it is, right or wrong. But unfortunately, he said that to niggas. And when you tell niggas to leave something alone, you know what the result is going to be. They're going to add to it. They're going to take away from it. And that is exactly what the hypocrite Wallace D. Muhammad did the moment the messenger was no longer among us. Wallace D. Muhammad introduced us to Dianetics before Farrakhan did. Talk black to me. Yes, sir. You so stupid. Everything that you think is some divine guidance from the so-called Honorable Louis Farrakhan is some garbage that Muhammad. That's what Abdul Halim Farrakhan, your present leader, called him. He referred to him as the Honorable W.D. Muhammad. He was the mouthpiece of the Honorable W.D. Muhammad, quote unquote. He was the national representative of the Honorable W.D. Muhammad. He was the international representative of the Honorable W.D. Muhammad. And as his national and international representative, he taught you 40 years ago what he has now recycled and is reteaching you today as something new. What the hell do you know about what was going on in the mid-1970s? The only nation of Islam that you have ever known is the King James Nation of Islam that you're a member of. You don't know the 3-year history of Abdul Halim Farrakhan and the teaching that he was teaching back then. So you can't compare it to the teaching that he is teaching now and see it's exactly the same. You don't want to rumble with me. Your chief hypocrite leader don't want to rumble with me. I'm not debating none of you Farrakhan flunkies. Anytime, anywhere that Farrakhan himself wants to debate Minister Eric Muhammad, my word is bond to Allah. I will do so.